What is up, people? This is the Oracle. We are back online for another Amonkhet draft. And before I start picking stuff, I'd like to mention that this weekend I'll be playing at GP Bologna. So I will not be here. I will not be recording or uploading. I will not have time to do that. So next upload is probably going to be at the beginning of next week, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. Not really sure, but don't expect anything from me this weekend. With that being said, the pack is very good, I think. There's a decent amount of first pickable cards. Samut is just busted. It's double colored, you don't really care about the white, but it just kills and wins very quickly. It's a very, very strong card, among the best in the set, I think. I'm just gonna pick that. If it wasn't there, I guess the pick would be between Final Reward and Electrify. And earlier in my knowledge of the set, I would have just picked Final Reward every time, but now I kind of feel like I like Electrify slightly more. Costing 4 is just pretty advantageous, I feel like. In any case, we'll pick Samu. It's slightly annoying to pick that and pass a decent amount of good green and red cards, but it was just the better option here, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm not pretty sure. I think no one would pick something else here. Even if you want to be super conservative and not pick a double colored card, this is just way too powerful not to first pick, I believe. Also, red-green beatdown is a very solid deck, so that's another Final Reward. I'm not gonna pick it though. I'm just gonna pick one of the two green beaters. They are both fine, Bitterblade Warrior and Hooded Brawler. I think Brawler is slightly better. The thing is, there's a ton of playable 3-drop in red-green, really a ton of them at common, and there's very few solid 2-drop. So I'm actually going to prioritize the warrior just because it's a 2-drop, despite it being slightly weaker overall than the brawler, I think. Cartouche is fine, but I don't really want to pick that this highly. Yeah, Reward's the best card, but I'm fine just in red-green and picking a solid card for that deck right here. Okay, well, Watchful Naga is a fine 3-drop. There's another Warrior. I don't know. I like the Warriors. Again, having some good 2-drop is not that easy. Sometimes you just end up not having enough, where at 3-drop you have a couple good uncommon. You have the Hooded Brawler, you have the Kudu, the 3/4 that puts counter, you have the Pouncing Cheetah, the 3/2, and I'm not even factoring red 3-drop. There's really a lot of things, and I never end up lacking 3-drop, where sometimes I do end up wanting some more 2-drops. I think, again, despite Naga being slightly better than Warrior, we just pick Warrior here. Commit Memory is pretty good. I believe blue is probably the weakest color in this set, though, at least in draft, where games are pretty fast, I think, and pretty aggro. Alright, well, the best card in this pack is probably Emberhorn Minotaur, and we want to be red-green beatdown, so seems like an easy pick. Definitely like it more than Sure Shot, Colossopede, and Grasp. Sacred Cat's pretty good, a little bit underrated, I think. Splendid Dragon is solid too. Grim Strider, it depends. Sometimes it's good, sometimes a bit clunky. It's kind of a weird card. It's not bad, but I think Minotaur is just a better card in general. It's probably just the best card here, and it fits the deck pretty well, so I don't think we should be asking us many questions here. It was pretty late Electrify. 5th pick Electrify, pack 1 is a decent sign, that signal that maybe red could be open. It's early in the draft still, so we don't know, but again, this is a good card. This is a solid removal, so I like being there. I mean, the cool thing is that in the last 2 pack, each time we pick literally the best card in the pack, I believe, and these 2 cards happen to be in our colors, so that's convenient, obviously. True Heart Twins, I haven't played with a lot. I could try it here. Or Sure Shot. I don't know. Sure Shot is pretty good. Works well if you have a Passmaker Initiate, the 2-mana 2/1 that makes creature with 2 power less unblockable. You can just make it unblockable and then boost it. It's kind of sweet. though a little bit slow sometime. I think I'm gonna try the Twins. I'm not sure if it's better, but it's a card I haven't played a lot with, and I kind of want to try, if anything. Cartouche of Zeal is probably gonna be fine in this deck. It's my least favorite cartouche, but if you're aggressive enough, it's strong, and I think we'll be aggressive enough. At least I hope. And there's just not much else anyway. Okay. Initiate's Companion, I don't think is very good. It depends. It's very matchup dependent. Sometimes it's good, and sometimes your opponent is playing some Sacred Cats, Festering Mummy, and whatnot, and it is just awful. In general, I feel like the card is pretty weak against white and black deck, and fine against anything else. Though not super exciting. I think I like it more than Passmaker Initiate, though. But maybe the pick is just Minotaur Sure Shot. Not an easy pick. I'm gonna go with a 2-drop, though. Again, I feel like 3-drop are pretty easy to get. 2-drop not so much, but maybe we'll end up this draft with not any 3-drop, and I'm gonna be unhappy about that. But it hasn't happened to me yet. Again, there's really a lot of 3-drop that are playable in red green. The Crab, well, Crab I haven't been very impressed with. Seemed like a decent body, pretty good at stopping aggression, but I don't know. I just don't feel like I very often want to play blue in draft, unless I have some really good cards, or blue is really open, because most of the cards seems a little bit underpowered and a little bit too slow. Blue is probably much better in Seal, though. Hunt Kopesh I've played with a little bit. It's not bad. It's fine. You know, it's never a card you'll be thrilled to put in your deck, but it definitely, you know, it does what it's written on. And if you are beating down with cheap creature, it's fine. I might play it here. I don't know. Depending on how aggressive we are and if we have some trials or not, I could see Haunted Kopesh being just straight up better than Cartouche of Zeal, by the way. I mean, for example, I should rather say. Oh, interesting. So Battlefield Scavenger, I thought was medium. Last time I played it was just gorgeous. Gave me a bunch of loot and it was very good. And right now we already have 4 Exert creatures. Now I don't think it's a better pick than Electrify. And Shelter Cat is amazing too. Like, half on color cycling land are awesome. Completely off color one, I would still play them most of the time, but you end up not picking them, I think, in general. Someone will pick it before you if they have a color in it. And when it's, in both of your color, they are just amazing. Now, I'm not sure if it's better than Electrify. I believe it isn't, but I think it's very close. Magma Spray is great. One of the better removal. Very efficient, kills a lot of annoying cards very efficiently. Deals with Embalm. It is just great. I think I like it more than Electrify, by the way. If you ever had the chance to pick this or Magma Spray, I think, well, ideally you end up with maybe 2 Spray and 2 Electrify, and not 4 of 1. But I'd rather have, for example, I don't know, 2 Sprays, 1 Electrify, than 2 Electrify, 1 Spray, and I think Spray is overall slightly better. Oketra's Monument is very good too, I think. Could be a consideration here, as I would play that in any deck that's playing a decent amount of creature, whether it's white or not. I don't consider that card to be white. Initiate is very good, we are not white. It's very good, I don't think you should pick it over an on-color removal, though, as efficient as Magma Spray. Prepare Fight, I'm willing to play in any white deck that doesn't play green. I think the trick is very good on its own, whether or not you can cast the fight part. Now, it's not something you really want to splash for, because you just cannot do anything if you don't have the white, so I'm not thrilled about it here. I think we'll just be Quarry Howler, which is a solid 4-drop. and plays well with a couple of the 3-drop like the Hunt Kudu and the Defiant Great Mao and such cards. And we are not getting any 3-drop, funnily enough. Again, the last couple drafts I ended up playing red-green. I ended up with so many 3-drop, it was not so good. I still believe that I like my 2-drop more than the 3-drop, and I think we'll end up with a couple 3-drop at some point, but right now, not so much. In any case, best card here is probably Gus Walker. I think that card is amazing. I like Unwavering Initiate this month too, but I think this is better. The card has impressed me a lot. For us, there's not a ton. Spider, I'm not thrilled about main decking, but it is main deckable. I think I'd rather have one less power and reach. Hyena Pack is not so good, so just pick Spider. Maybe main deck it, maybe leave it as a sideboard option, we'll see. Here we probably pick the Sure Shot, or Desert Cerodon, which is solid too. I'm not sure. At some point I'll have to pick some 3-drop. Sure Shot is not my favorite, but it's starting to get pretty late in the draft, so maybe I should start picking those 3-drop. Yeah, Cerodon's medium. It's fine, but not super exciting. That's really compulsory rest, by the way, but I guess white is open now because we did not get past any white pack 1, and we did not pass any white pack 1, basically. Manga Horde, sideboard option, not very good. Brute Strength is fine though. I'd be fine main decking that in red-green aggro. Ashra Cultivator, pretty good if you are ramping. We are not really ramping though. Ooh, Kenra Charioteer is amazing. Exactly what I want right here. Electrify? Pick 8? Is it pick 8? I believe it's pick 8. Yeah, it is pick 8. Alright, sure. I'll electrify people then. Not a big fan of Nimbleblade Kenra. Could play it, but hopefully I will not have to play it. Pursue Glory I haven't been super impressed with in red-green, but it's playable. I like Pathmaker Initiate more than Kenra, and we have the Sure Shot, so combos loaded. Let's pick a Sweet Island, a Sweet Swamp. I already have a Tormenting Voice in my side that I hope I will not play, so. And that's pretty good. I mean, 3 Electrify is nice, Magma Spray, Brute Strength, couple decent Revolt tricks, curve that's shaping up to be pretty decent. Not thrilled about main decking that, but maybe I will. We have plenty of playable. The deck is looking nice. And I believe no one else is playing red-green as we got this very late Charioteer. Red is pretty open, very late Electrify. Green not so much, but we are getting, we are getting enough stuff where we'll be fine, I think. Yeah, the Electrify 8 pick was surprising to say the least. But maybe there's only 2 red players at the table, me and someone else, and maybe there was a better red card simply, or a better card in their second color. Red is definitely open though. Could use another Magma Spray. And after that, I don't need a ton more removal, actually. Obviously, a card like Demorcy would be great, because, Demorcy is great. But doesn't look like we'll need much more removal at this point. And the Force Electrify could start being a little bit clunky, because of mana and curve issues. Neheb is very good. I don't believe you want to try to splash for that, though. Pouncing Cheetah is probably the worst 3-drop, if anything. Warfire Javelineer, usually you want to play that in blue-red, but here we could almost make it decent. Right now we have 4 instant sorceries, which is a little bit light. I think you need to have at least 2 things in your graveyard when you cast it for it to be good. I don't know, it might just be right to pick Cheetah and make sure we have a solid curve and enough 3-drop, where Javelineer is not going to be super exciting. On the other hand, Javelineer has a higher upside if we do get some more instant sorceries, and Cheetah might just wield. I'm not thrilled about anything here. I'm gonna be Cheetah, it's just safer. I'm not sure we'll get to make Javelineer good. Huh, interesting. So Charioteer I think has pretty high chance to wheel, since we got that 1/7 speak, and there's this enchant we are the only red-green player at the table. So I could be a little bit greedy and pick something else, like, well, Emberhorn Minotaur is definitely better than Howler. There's also Synchronized Strike, which is a good trick, and Thresher Lizard, which is a solid 3-drop, so I don't know. Should I get greedy or not? I think the pick is, if we don't pick Charioteer, it's definitely between Strike and Minotaur. I believe we'll try to wield the Charioteer. So now, do we want Minotaur or Strike? Since we do have a fair amount of Rimvolt already and a couple Treeks, and not so many creatures, I kind of feel like Minotaur might just be better. But Synchronized Strike is very strong effect, obviously, and works well with Exert, and we have a decent amount of Exert creatures, so I think it's close. I think I'll take Minotaur. Some people might just yell at me for making that pick, but I feel like we just want a creature right now more than a Treek. Maybe I'm wrong though, it's close. Electrify number 4, Minotaur number 3, or do we pick just a weaker 3-drop to make the curve a little bit more acceptable? Because right now we are stacking a lot of 4s. Kinda like Emberhorn Minotaur though. And plays kinda well with Electrify because often you end up forcing a double block and you can just get a nice 2-for-1 if you have some solid Rimvolt. I think I'll be a bit greedy and pick the Minotaur here. I think third Minotaur or fourth Electrify though. I'm not even sure about that. Maybe it's just Electrify. I don't know. I guess we got a Synchronized Strike anyways. I'll pick that over the other options. Cool. I might play a Kenra, actually. We are getting more and more instant and sorceries. That's a late Gravedigger, by the way, but nothing's good here for us. There's a small chance. No, I will not play Gift. Whatever, I'll pick the Vizier. Ooh, Nephgrab Entangler is one of my favorites 2-drop in red-green Beatdown. In most red Beatdown deck, for that matter. Pretty happy to pick that here. Nothing I will play, I guess. Violent Impact for the side, maybe. Do I like Initiate more than the Kenra? I don't know. I feel like I'd rather have a 1-1 split. Blazing Volley is nice for the side, though. The whole deck is looking good. I mean, when you get 4 Electrify, it's probably good news for you in general. And I don't think the curve is that clunky. I think next pack is the pack where we might wheel or might not wheel the Charioteer, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see. If we just get one more 3-drop, I'll be really happy. If we don't, oh well, I mean, I can live with that. Hunt Kaupesh is really good if you are intending to make some combats and trades. Since we have a ton of Rimvolt and some other trick, I'm not sure it's going to be as necessary though. I don't think Flameblade Adept is going to be good here. In red-black cycle it's fine, though I'm not the biggest fan here. I think it's just pretty medium. I don't think we'll play it. And we did not will Charioteer, I think. Would have gotten it by now otherwise. Okay. This is 23 cards now. Do we go down to 16 land or not? I like to do that when I have a lot of Cycler. I easily do that in this set. Now we don't have a ton of Cyclers here, so I'm not sure. And we kind of want to make sure we hit our 4th land drop, otherwise things get clunky pretty quickly, I believe. So I don't know. We're not trying to cast anything that costly though. It's pretty close between 16 and 17 land here. And it's not like we have something great to put over land. I would probably play another Kenra, but we have enough 2-drop. I think we just play 17 land, hope we don't get flooded too much, and make sure we can cast those Electrify 4-drops and 5-drops on curve and right on time. We have slightly more red, So I guess it's going to be 9-8 in favor of red. Probably not 10-7. Seems wrong. Alright, red-green beatdowns. Deck seems very streamlined, very simple. It's just some solid creature on curve plus some solid removal, and you hope everything goes well. And I think this is a good reason to be playing 17 lands, by the way, because one way this deck loses is if it misses some land drops and cannot curve out, because a lot of its power, I think, rely on curving out and then removing the couple things that can block you and winning before they do some stronger things. So I think we won the 17 lands, even though we'll be slightly more prone to flooding than in most of my Oz deck in Amonkhet, where I usually play 16 lands. In any case, I hope you guys enjoyed the draft. Definitely drop a like if it's the case. Thank you for watching, and see you for round 1.